Should I wait a minute for the lineups?
I mean, go ahead.
Yeah.
Screw it.
Good evening, baseball fans, and welcome to Lexington High School for Game 3 of the 2025 Intercity League regular season for your Lexington Blue Sox. Tonight's matchup features an Intercity League matchup between the visiting Malden Maddogs and your Blue Sox, both teams 1-1 entering today's game. Let's meet the starting lineups for today's contest. First for the visiting Malden Maddogs. Leading off in left field, Zach Whitney. Batting second, the shortstop, Luke Mealy. Batting third in center field, Marco Zirapolo. Batting cleanup, starting at third base, Miles O. Batting fifth and catching, Otto McLaughlin. Batting sixth and playing right field, Teddy McLaughlin. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Matt McDuff. Batting eighth and starting at second base, James Anastopoulos. And on the mound for the Mad Dogs, the right-handed pitcher, Brian Pelrod. The Mad Dogs are led by their owner and president, Peter Butterfield, general manager Henry Butterfield, and field manager Nick Vinoki. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Lexington Blue Sox.
Fans are going nuts.
Leading off, playing right field, number 46, David Vanderzalen. Batting second, the shortstop, number 8, V. Desai. Batting third, starting in center field, number 9, Jake McElroy. Batting cleanup, the third baseman, number 17, Eric Ramirez. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 19, Luke Ward. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 20, Charlie Camella. Batting seventh, the extra hitter, number 6, Jack Kamen. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 31, Brian Acosta. Batting ninth and catching, number 7, Max Dushny. Batting 10th, starting at second base, number 5, Chris Cotto. And on the mound for the Blue Sox, the left-handed pitcher, number 44, Michael O'Brien.
Blue Sox. Come on, fellas.
Save that. That was bad.
Perfect timing. Thank you, Chris Del Sordo. Got that in just before they took the mound, and a little bit of a scramble here to set up pregame, but from center field at Lexington High School, Lexington, Mass. This is Blue Sox baseball here in LSP. Tonight, the Lexington Blue Sox third straight game at LHS anyways, second consecutive home game, entering play with a record of 1-1 as they host the Malden Maddogs, also with a record of 1-1. Good evening, everybody. Sam Feely here with you, ready to bring you the play-by-play story. Heard Chris Del Sordo on the PA. And it's been kind of a, how do I put it? What's the term I'm looking for? A stalemate, I guess, in the early going of the season in the ICL. Although the Melrose Americans already, we only have one undefeated team left. It's the Melrose Americans at 2-2. And then everybody else has one win except for the Stoneham Sabres, who in their defense have only played one game so far. So we'll see if the Blue Sox and the Mad Dogs can treat us to another offensive explosion, as you usually get from one or both of these teams. And the Michael O'Brien, the son of Houston Texans head coach former Houston Texans coach Bill O'Brien, now coaching at BC on the mound. O'Brien was one of a phenomenal set of young talents from Tufts to join the Blue Sox last year. And now here in his second year, getting his first start of the season for the Blue Sox. And it'll be Zach Whitney to lead things off for the Mad Dogs. First pitch coming at you, 7:57. Strike on the outside corner. We are underway. That's something I sometimes don't like to hear, though, Chris. I mean, like, hey, I need my allotted time to set up and everything, and oh, good Lord. Yeah. I don't know, in capitalism, if you're 5 minutes early, you're late and fired. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Zach Whitney on the hammer of a curveball, 1 up, 1 down.
Now batting for the Maddogs, the shortstop, number 10, Luke Mealy.
Luke Mealy, no relation. Steps to the plate. Number 2 hitter of the Mad Dogs lineup skies this one into right field, kind of off the end of the bat, and then it'll be caught for out number 2. So quickly 2 up, 2 down.
Now batting the center fielder, number 40, Marco Zerpolo. What a name.
Marco Zerpolo. Hope to prevent a quick 1-2-3 inning to start this game for young Michael O'Brien. And he'll be up and away. At least it's the first ball he's thrown tonight. And, the wind's blowing out towards center once again. And one of the deeper parks in the ICL center field, but this wind can really help balls carry. 1-1 is the count. Obi, again, making his first start of the year. Last year, in the regular season, 10 2/3 innings, 10 hits, 5 runs allowed, 4 which were earned, 5 walks and 13 strikeouts, an ERA of 2.63. Keep in mind, in the Intercity League, the ERAs are out of 7 being 1 run per inning. Postseason went 0-1, took the L in his only appearance, 2 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs allowed. A swing and a miss, 2 Ks in the inning for Michael O'Brien, half an inning in the books, and the Blue Sox coming up, 0-0.
We head to the bottom of the first inning, due up for the Blue Sox, Vander Zowen, Desai, and McElroy.
LSP and Shipping Shield are partners in cards. Shipping Shields are the eco-friendly sports and gaming card shipping protectors, trusted by yours truly, made in the U.S. and Canada on 100% recyclable cardboard. Use the promo codes in the URL on the screen or in your description for a discount on your order. We may receive a commission from those orders, but we thank you for your continued support of whatever this is. As the Mad Dogs take the field, they're only batting 9, and their pitcher, Brian Pellrine, is the number 9 hitter. The Mad Dogs coming off a 5-1 win over the Middlesex Expos last night at the Little League Park known as Maplewood. For that, lost to the Andre Chiefs, 8-2 on opening night. So are we going to see the circle of suck here tonight completed already? It's the internet, I can say that. I'll try. I'm trying my best, man. Shout out Sickos Committee. Pellrine getting the start on the mound for the Mad Dogs. Right-hander. Appeared in 5 games last year and was 0-4 with an 8.33 ERA in 21 innings. He allowed 22 hits, 33 runs, 25 of which were earned, walked 17, struck out 20, and surrendered 3 home runs. But it was the first of his 3 seasons with the Mad Dogs. He did not hit any batters, interestingly enough. So Mrs. Vander Zowen's baby boy will lead things off here in the bottom of the first for the Blue Sox.
For the Mad Dogs, the starting pitcher, Brian Pellrine. Leading off for the Blue Sox, the right fielder, number 46, David Vander Zowen.
DVZ to kick things off here in the bottom of the first will be followed by V. Desai. And first pitch swinging, smacked into the right center field gap. That'll go all the way to the wall. Vander Zowen's on his way to second. He makes the hard turn. He's thinking 3 to start the ball game. Here comes the relay, not in time. And then it rolls, but it is backed up by Pellrine. Leadoff triple for DVZ.
Now batting for the Blue Sox, the shortstop, number 8, V. Desai.
Here's V. Desai. Time is called. Vanderzaan still getting his cleats relaced. Forgive me for not paying attention to his cleats during the run, but I wonder what would happen if he had lost one in the process. Anyways, here's Desai getting the start at short. Desai was 0 for 2 of the strikeout in the season opener against the Bulldogs on Tuesday. 1-0 is the count. Desai, for the Blue Sox in 2023, OPS of 945 in 31 at-bats in 12 games. Now that one off, it'll be 1-1. Played in 2 games against the Maddogs in 2023, did V. Did not pick up a hit, but did draw 2 walks. 0 for 5 otherwise. And I fouls that one off, 1-2. Desai played briefly in the professional ball in the Frontier League, including with the Trois-Rivières Eagles of, based in Trois-Rivières, Quebec. Handful of professional baseball outside of the Blue Jays does exist in Canada. They have pro teams, again, independent ball, not minor league, and pro teams in Quebec City, Trois-Rivières, Ottawa. Those ones I can think of off the top of my head. The only affiliated minor league team in the Great White North right now is the Vancouver Canadians, and I'll give you one guess as to who they're an affiliate of. That's right, the Miami Marlins. No, I'm kidding. It's the Blue Jays. There have been stories occasionally of one at least stuck out in my mind of players being drafted by the Blue Jays and then being assigned to Vancouver who had never had a passport before. And that slowed down their arrival to their new minor league team. All the other minor league affiliates of the Blue Jays are based in the States, including the AAA Buffalo Bison and the AA New Hampshire Fisher Cats. 2-2. Great at-bat here from Desai. I mean, first pitch swinging, leadoff triple by DVZ, and now Desai not letting anything be easy here for one Brian Pellrine. 2-2 still. Just outside. I mean, you'll take an at-bat like this from any hitter in your lineup at any time, but it's always good to see it, especially early on. Full count. Pellrine comes set. And the pitch. Swing and a fly ball into right. It'll be caught by the center fielder. Here comes Vanderzaan. The throw is well offline. It's a sac fly and an RBI. 1-0. Here's Jake McElroy with 1 home, 1 out, and the base is empty. McElroy. Oh for 1 in the win Wednesday night for the Blue Sox against the Chiefs, a game that was 8-0 with 3 outs to go, and the Chiefs made it a game. They actually got the tying run to the plate. 2-0. That is a phenomenal result, though, from the Chiefs to do so, given the limited availability for their players last night. Had to, play merry-go-round with the positions. Miles Reed telling us after that game that it was the first time he'd ever pitched, I guess, at least in competitive baseball, possibly in his life. I mean, to be fair, Dave Stieba had also never thrown an inning off the mound in his life before he turned into, you know, the savior of the Toronto Blue Jays franchise. He just retired from pitching at that point, right? Swing and a miss by Jake, and it'll be a full count. Another full count.
The first thing Miles said to me when I pointed out you have a 0-point ERA, he's like, yeah, but I got 2 walks. So he's committing to the bit, at least as a pitcher.
Like, who cares? I still want to have good stuff, right? I still want to have control. Fouled off. And again, you go from first pitch swinging, leadoff triple to back-to-back full counts. Mm-hmm. Three and two with 1 out and 1 home already for the Blue Sox. In foul territory and then out of play once again. I mean, there must be a reason they were batting the pitcher. But then again, what do I know about Pelrein's hitting exploits in his life? I mean, for all I know, he's going to show Shohei Ohtani us for me saying that. Meanwhile, McElroy skies this one into center field, and that'll be tracked down for out number 2. Well, now I got to look.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 25, Eric Ramirez.
So, Pelrein, in the last 2 years with the Maddogs, has gone 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored and 3 strikeouts at the plate. Eric Ramirez, who in Wednesday's game showed us some flashes of the player that Rick DeAngelis expects him to be. Faces former team, too. Had some pretty good numbers with the Mad Dogs last year in short amount of action. Mentioned them last night, or Wednesday night or Tuesday. Y'all can find it. You know where the archives are. Swing and a miss. Ramirez in 7 games for the Mad Dogs last year, 13 for 26 with 3 doubles, a triple, a homer, 12 ribbies, no walks, and 8 steals. Two and two. Only struck out once in 26 at-bats, too. Two now. An excuse me swing, grounder to first, fielded there, and taken to the bag by the first baseman alone and by himself for the out. That retires the side, so the Blue Sox get 1 run on 1 hit, leave nobody on base, and after 1 complete, 1-0 Blue Sox.
Second inning, Blue Sox 1, Mad Dogs 0. Due up for the Mad Dogs, Miles O, Otto McLaughlin, and Teddy McLaughlin.
Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Sponsor our content for as little as $25 a spot, whether you want to promote a business, product, or event, or send a message of support to a player, team, or coach. Email yours truly, samfeelypvp at gmail.com for all the deets. Top of the second forthcoming, and the Mad Dogs will send Miles O, Otto McLaughlin, and Teddy McLaughlin. Quick inning for Michael O'Brien in the first couple of strikeouts. And we'll see what he can do against the middle third of the Mad Dogs order. Obi mentioned his numbers last year. Yep. Obi is a fast warmer in the mold of Matt Karras. Hey, Matty, how you doing? Obi did not face the Mad Dogs last year.
Number 19, Miles O.
Miles O will foul that one off the other way for strike one. On his first season with the Mad Dogs. 1 for 2 last night against the Expos with a double and a run scored and a walk. 0-1 is a count. And here comes Obi. Grounder left side, foul 0-2. Well, something large plane coming into Hanscom right now. Saw it disappear behind the trees, but get that for the gram, Chris.
I wanted to get it.
Yeah.
Next time. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. It's not Air Force One. Certainly doesn't look like that livery. Although, in fairness, Air Force One is just a call sign. The actual plane that you associate with the name is not actually named Air Force One, 2 and 2. That is just the call sign of any aircraft, any airplane that's carrying the President of the United States. Ground left side, Ramirez, 1 down. Ticketed for a base hit in the left in the gap, and Eric Ramirez says, no, sir.
Now batting, the catcher, number 33, Otto McLaughlin.
Here is former Lawrence Academy great Otto McLaughlin. Who takes a strike on the inside corner. Imagine my surprise when not too long after doing a Lawrence Academy baseball game, I saw both Otto and Teddy on the Mad Dogs roster. Good pick at first off the off-balance throw from short, 2 down.
Now batting for the Mad Dogs, the right fielder, number 8, Teddy McLaughlin.
So we'll see if Teddy can avenge his brother here. Teddy is 1 for 5 in the early going, had an RBI in the win last night against the Expos. 2-0. Hadn't gotten a chance to give you Otto's stats before he had grounded out, but he is now 2 for 7 on the year. Hit in each game so far against Andre on Tuesday, and then against the Expos last night. But a 3-0 count to Teddy. 3-1. Couple of fine defensive plays on the left side of the infield for the first 2 outs. Teddy McLaughlin hoping to. Well, I'm sure that's not what he was hoping to do, but it is a full count. Obi working quickly, payoff. Liner over the leaping second baseman into right for a base hit. Avenge me, brother.
Now batting for the Mad Dogs, the first baseman, number 32, Matt McDuff.
Here's Matt McDuff with a 2-out base hit. Good at-bat put together by Teddy McLaughlin. Let's see if McDuff can keep the momentum going. He is 0 for 3 in the first 2 games. Little number to the left side under Ramirez. Desai! Got him!
For the Mad Dogs in the top of
Wow. Well, if this keeps up, Ramirez and Desai, where base hits go to die, right? 1-0 Blue Sox after a buck and a half. When I say LSP has something for everyone since 2011, I, by God, mean it. Sports, live events, petsing and walking, tech help, errands, and a whole lot more. Find our Thumbtack page through Linktree LSP37. You can get all the details on anything we can do for you on any given day, or email yours truly so we can proceed to give you what you need.
Bottom of the second for the Blue Sox. First baseman, number 19, Luke Ward.
Well, a couple of those plays you saw in the top half of this inning would have been made without a fine finish by the first baseman, who's now at bat. Luke Ward takes outside for ball one. It is so easy for defensive talent to get lost in the shuffle. But what you have right now is the three guys who combined for the 3 outs in that top half of the inning, all making phenomenal plays to do so. Desai, Ramirez, and Ward batting 2, 4, and 5 in your lineup. And he gets a leadoff single. So Ward, for the second consecutive inning, gives the Blue Sox their leadoff man aboard.
Now batting for the Blue Sox, the left fielder, number 18, Charlie Camella.
Here's Charlie Camella. Takes down low for a ball. Why? Maybe they're a Blue Sox fan. I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't looking. Which ones? Certainly not the White Sox. Camella into center field, a dive, and he caught it! Marco. I asked for it. Marco Zerpol with a fine diving catch to rob Camella the base hit. Be on the inside corner for strike one. Jack Kamen, the extra hitter role tonight. Kamen 0 for 1 with a couple of walks in the first 2 games of the season. A wild pitch will put Ward into scoring position. One and one, one on, one out, 1-0. And Kamen looking for chance to drive home a run. Watches that one go just outside. It'll be 2-1. Here's count for Jack. Now, O'Brien is a fast worker and a fast warmer. Pellerine being a little more deliberate here with the runner in scoring position, but Obi isn't that deliberate with runners on, generally speaking. Grounder up the middle, fielded at short, on to first, just in time for the out. To third goes Ward, but there are two down.
The designated hitter, number 31, Brian Acosta.
Here is Brian Acosta. UMass Lowell product. Getting the start. Has a DH tonight. He's behind 0-1. Acosta strokes this one into center field, but will hang up long enough for Zerpolo to make the catch and retire the side. No runs, one hit, one left. Still 1-0 Blue Sox after two.
We're headed to the top of the third inning. The score remains Blue Sox 1, Maddogs 0. Due up for Malden in the top of the third.
The LSP store is open. Get yourself a DVD or digital copy of most past LSP video broadcasts, or several different designs of stickers, shirts, or other merch, including some stuff with my dog, Tina the Long Arena, on it, and some words I probably said on this here YouTube channel over the years, including the shirt you see on the right that says even the loudmouth announcer knew that was the wrong call, which is something that I believe Nick Vanoki said to a bad call last year or the year before. It just got immortalized immediately in Mad Dog's colors. To be fair, he said something that wasn't loudmouth that I can't repeat here. So it started with loud, though. It started with the word loud. LSP37.creative-spring.com for merch. Your email is truly for game videos. So despite a nice little piece by Brian Acosta covering from that first strike, still tracked down a little more routinely, though, by Zerpolo. And Blue Sox end up stranding a runner in scoring position. And now we go to the top of the third.
The top of the third for the Maddogs. The second baseman, number 1, James Anastopoulos.
James Anastopoulos will lead things off here in the top of the third for the Mad Dogs, 8-9-1, forthcoming for the visitors. Outside for a ball, 1-0. It is not the 31st inning. We are not the Red Wings Paw Sox game for all those years. Boink.
Didn't Cal Ripken play in that game?
Was that the Cal? I thought Wade Boggs did. Yeah. Rochester Red Wings and the Pawtucket Red Sox in the longest game in professional baseball history, at least in the United States. 2-1 is the count to Anastopoulos. I mean, I've been thinking about that one, Mrs. Vanderzalen, leaning more towards, though, I actually already have this one up there on the store. It says, I pretend to know what I'm talking about for money. But yes, you people mean the world to me. I just haven't immortalized that one yet. I don't even own most of the shirts that you see there, to be fair. I got to downsize, man. Katrina and I are moving soon. 3-2. What? Ground to the right side and through for a base hit. Fine effort comes up short and base hit for Anastopoulos, and now
Now batting for the Maddogs, the pitcher.
I remember when the pitcher batted ninth every game. Gonna lay one down here is Brian Pellran. We're about to find out. Oh, hello. I was like, oh, he's not up there doing his Coude song impression. Or which Coude song impression is he going to do is the question. Real ones now. On the outside corner for a strike, 0-2. Wind's blowing out towards right. Stay back on one. You may get something out of it. Hear that in my microphone. That'll be outside for a ball. 1-2. Referring to the wind, of course. Two and two. Mrs. Vanderzouwen, if you tell me you're the one person on the Who You Got poll that's voted new shirt, I don't know. Hey, pitcher's a rake. First and second, one out. And the lineup turns over. Nobody out, rather. My mistake, yeah.
The left fielder, number 15, Zach Whitney.
And the lineup turns over for Whitney. Struck out looking to begin the ball game, but has a chance here to pull the Mad Dogs even with a base hit. We'll take strike one. Whitney, 0 for 1 with a run scored in 4 walks in his first 2 games. That just missed, and it'll be 1-1. In his first year with the Mad Dogs, 2 walks in each of the first 2 games of the season. That'll be on the outer edge for a strike, and it'll be 1-2. Luke Mealy due up next. OB comes set, looks at second, and comes home with it. Grounder to the left side. Might only be time for one. Oh, Ramirez does go to second. And they get the man in the middle, so it's runners in the corners with one down.
Now batting for the Maddogs, the shortstop, number 10, Luke Mealy.
So Whitney reaches on the fielder's choice. Pellrine is retired, 5-4. Heard Rick D'Angelo say from the Blue Sox dugout, shoot him, in reference to a possible stolen base attempt by Whitney, but they might shoot him at third. Here's the throw. He's safe. A base hit by Luke Mealy brings home the tying run, and it remains runners at the corners. Before things go much further, Pat McGowan going out to have a word with Michael O'Brien. Mealy, by the way, spelled M-I-E-L-E. And he's extended his hitting streak to 3 with that base hit. It's now 3 for 8 on the year, 2 runs, picks up his second ribby of the year. Still searching for an extra base hit, but hey, a run is a run is a run, right? Mealy also had a stolen base in last night's win for the Mad Dogs over the Expos, so a possible threat to run there. Aiden Berry of the Melrose Americans already with 3 steals on the young season. One reason why the Americans are already the lone undefeated team remaining in the Intercity League. A 7-team league, and you don't expect, not the same schedule structure that you see in the majors. Expect that to happen maybe soon as that bounces to the plate, rolls over to the Blue Sox dugout, and the Mad Dogs have the lead on the wild pitch. Michael O'Brien is in the thick of it right now. Comes back and gets a swing and a miss. 1-1. Sometimes you don't have to overthink this stuff. Just go after the batter and let your offense get back to work for you. Of course, the Blue Sox hoping to avoid a repeat of the season opening loss to the Bulldogs, as that is skied foul and out of play for strike number 2. Which the Blue Sox got the opening run, the first, but and allowed 5 unanswered to the Bulldogs. Put together a little mini rally in the top of the 7th as the road team in that game, but came up short. Bulldogs picked up their first win. Now it's kind of crowded at 1-1 in the Intercity League standings right now. I talked about the potential circle of suck completion between the Maddogs, the Chiefs, and the Blue Sox over the last couple of games. I mean, that's not always the case in the Intercity League. Here's a shot into left field down the line. That'll be a base hit. Being waved around third is Mealy. He will score standing up. Throw into second is in time. So they get a runner trying to stretch into a double. Serpolo. But now Miles Zoo will bat. 3-1 is our score and 2 down. Trade the run for the out. Well, you'd like to not be down 2 right now, obviously. So Serpolo gets the base hit and the RBI, bring home Mealy. Then is thrown out, trying to stretch it into a double. 1-1 is the count to Serpolo. Serpolo already now with 5 RBIs. 2 in each of the first 2 games. Now another one here. Who fouls that one off? It'll be 2-2. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Serpolo pulls even with Ryan Bourgeois, the Melrose Americans, for the ICL lead in that category. Ariel Salinas of the Chiefs and Kevin Matos of the Expos tied for 3rd right now with 4. 2-2, fouled off again. Good battle here by Miles Zoo, the cleanup hitter. Good inning all told, obviously, from the Mad Dogs so far. And a liner into left field. The hit parade continues. Ooh, with a base hit. And now, McLaughlin 2 up. Starting with Otto, who grounded out to short. And a fantastic play by V. Desai last inning, who also avenging his robbery at the hands of Ramirez in the 2nd. Oh, boy. Michael O'Brien with his 2nd wild one of the inning. Two and 0. No one currently warming in the Blue Sox bullpen. Here's a grounder to second, fielded cleanly and on to first for the out. That retires the side. Could have been worse, but then again, could have been a lot better as it's a 3 spot for the Maddogs in the top of the third. They lead 3-1.
Maddogs 3, Blue Sox 1, due up for Lexington, Dushny, Kodo, and Vanderzowen.
LSP is going to be at Ocean State CardCon at the Boys and Girls Club of Oakland Beach in Warwick, Rhode Island this Sunday. And if Katrina's come to the nerd thing, you know it's going to be a good time. We'll be buying, selling, and trading Magic the Gathering cards and a whole lot more. Come say hi.
Leading off the bottom of the third for the Blue Sox, the catcher, number 7, Max Dushny.
Dushny, Kodo, and Vanderzowen due up here in the bottom of the third against Brian Pelrine, who Chris pointed out between innings, his base hit, he did not give up his at-bat whatsoever. Didn't even lay one down. Got a base hit to really help his own cause, even though he didn't end up getting a ribby out of it. Still mission critical to that 3-run top half for Malden. Dushny takes on the outside corner for strike one to even the count at 1. So again, it'll be Dush and then Chris Kodo, number 10 hitter and the second baseman. And then the lineup will turn over for DVZ. Will be outside for a ball, 2-1. Mentioned that Dush, as mentioned several times over his time with the Blue Sox, he's the quintessential bottom of the order catcher, but he can get on base. Fouls that one off, and promise that's a compliment. I'm just picking that up from Chris. Dush with a 2-2 count. Skies this one into center field. Late break in, but caught on the run by Zerpolo for out number 1.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 5, Chris Kodo.
Here is Chris Kodo. 0 for 1 with a strikeout last night, Wednesday night, last game against the Andre Chiefs, his first season with the team. Fouls off that first one, and it will be 0-1. Things look promising. That bottom of the first for the Blue Sox, but weren't able to string enough good at-bats together. You go from the first pitch leadoff triple by DVZ, and then battles from Desai and McElroy, and then Ramirez with the fight as well. It only ends up as one run. That came on a sac fly too by Desai. The right center field gap, that'll get down for a base hit. That's a direction where Vander Zouwen's triple went. Again, going the other way with it for a base hit. So we'll see. Maybe that's the spot you want to go if you're the Blue Sox offense. Let's see what DVZ has for an encore. If Mrs. Wojcik has the iron, this is Vander Zouwen's lucky charm. You care to chime in? Fouled off for strike one. Cotto picks up his first Blue Sox hit. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. 3-1 Maddogs. First Friday Night Lights of 2025. Swing and a miss. A late one at that. 0-2. I don't think it was necessarily an overpowering fastball either. Maybe just a late decision. Well, it's not really a fastball, is it? 2 down. So V. Desai comes to bat. Sac fly, RBI, his first time up, and hoping for a positive result here to keep the line moving with the Blue Sox down 2 here in the bottom of the third. It'll be down and in for a ball. Runner goes, pitches up and away for a ball. Throw is not in time. Fantastic throw by Otto McLaughlin. But the pitch out fails. Now runner in scoring position and a hitter's count for Desai. I mean, I understand keyholing, but also I think a pretty good one to take a rip at, knowing how Ryan can offer you. With the wind blowing out, that's smacked into center field and caught once again by Zerpolo. So the Blue Sox unable to take advantage of the 2-out, 1-out base hit and the stolen base. And we go to the fourth. Still 3-1 Maddogs. Are you down with a sound called LSP? Of course you are. Then follow and support us on the web. Linktree, Facebook, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Flash the subscribe button. Membership's also available because that's what they suggest to me to drive the numbers. I don't know. Line go up good, right? PayPal, Grave Spring, LSP37, also on Thumbtack if you're into that sort of thing.
The ballpark, we have a pitching change to announce for the Blue Sox. Now pitching for Lexington, number 38, Grant Struther.
Well, it must be Jumbo's night because we got another Tufts pitcher taking the mound here for the top of the fourth. It'll be the righty, Grant Struther. Struther, a native of Salem, Oregon. Long way from home here for the sophomore. Went to Sprague High School.
Leading off the top of the fourth for the Maddogs, the right fielder, number 8, Teddy McLaughlin.
Teddy McLaughlin will be his first assignment. Struther coming off 2025 campaign with no decisions in 9 2/3 innings. Allowing 11 hits, 5 earned runs, walking 6, and striking out 7, allowing 2 doubles and 1 homer. Teddy McLaughlin will lead things off here in the top of the fourth for the Malden Maddogs. Swing to the first pitch into center field. That'll get down for a base hit. So what's the formula of this part of the order? Pitch to Otto, free pass to Teddy? I don't know, because Teddy's 2 for 2 now. Otto, sadly for him, 0 for 2. I don't know why I hit out number 1. Mad apologies to the McLaughlin family. The McLaughlin group, right? Who would know that reference other than someone raised by the parents I have? Or maybe you watch like early 90s SNL. I don't know. Here's Matt McDuff. Ooh. Hit a lot of things apparently, but not the bat and not the batter. It's 2-0. Wild pitch just kicked off of Dush's glove. It's another runner in scoring position for the Mad Dogs. McDuff with a 2-0 count. Chance to do some damage. They're going to get the runner at third. Great job fielding the comebacker. I mean, I know they say when you come into the game, the ball finds you first. I mean, of course it's going to find the pitcher, but not like that.
The second baseman, number 1, James Anastopoulos.
So the fielder's choice, McLaughlin retired 1-5. And here's Anastopoulos. Got the party started last inning. Heads. 1 out. There's a leadoff single. In a situation where you would have assumed that Pellrime just lay one down, he took his chances and got a base hit. Anastopoulos ended up scoring the tying run. Fly ball to deep center over the center fielder's head. A late break by the runner on first, McDuff, waiting to make sure if it will be caught, and that is a break for the Blue Sox. Instead of another run on the board, it is, though, second and third. With some of the breezes we felt tonight, have one of those go, and that is probably a 2-run home run and probably a 5-1 lead for the Mad Dogs. And now here's Pellrine. Infield comes in with first open and 1 out. And Pellrine takes a strike. Double for Anastopoulos. Now he's 2 for 2. Check swing, and it is a ball. 1-1. Mad Dogs offense coming alive in the third and looking to eat even more here in the fourth. 1-1. Inside. Ball 2. 2-1. We mentioned that Pelrine has limited batting experience during his time with the Mad Dogs. Save that baseball, though, for his base hit. Down and away, but no advance by the runners as Dush does a good job of tracking it. But the count is now 3-1 to Brian Pelrine. Only time on base prior to that base hit in the third was a walk. Only back on July 14th, 2023 against the Expos. That's in there for a strike, and the count will be full. You obviously never want to walk number 9 hitter, but it would set up a play at any base, potentially any double play if you do let him go. Oh, he offered at it. Two down. Pelrine, great at bat. I'll look back at the umpire saying, I don't think I came close to breaking the plane there. I mean, he definitely started, but from here I didn't think he went around. Swing. I mean, if it is an outside corner strike, then I don't know. Yeah, I know, right? Wishes were horses, etc., etc. Whitney to the plate for the third time. Scored the go-ahead run last inning. It's 0 for 2, though. Count is 1-1 as he struck out to begin the ball game, and he reached on a fielder's choice. So looking for his first base hit. And if he gets it, 1, maybe 2 runs in the process. McDuff at third and Anastopoulos at second. And the 1-1 from Struther. And Dush will hold on to the baseball, bluffing the back pick attempt at third. 2-1 is the count. That is a play that you might be more inclined to try if Blue Sox are leading, but not here. Don't want to fall even further behind, not make them earn it. Slice the other way down the line. That is a foul ball. A reprieve. Another one for the Blue Sox. How do you know?
I could tell in the honk. It was the first honk was just that was that's a support honk.
Okay, but it could have been the Mad Dogs as one of their, family members or something going to get food. I don't know. 2-2. Boink. Towards the Blue Sox dugout. Another wild pitch. And another run for the Mad Dogs. McDuff comes home. Anastopoulos to third. And the count is full. Fouled off on the Worthing Road. We have an official broadcast. Three-two again forthcoming from Struther to Whitney with further action for the Blue Sox behind him. Time granted to Whitney, settles back in. Curveball just missed outside. It is a walk. Maybe one of the best curveballs, painted curveballs I've seen in person. And it keeps the inning alive, alas, for the Blue Sox. As Mealy comes to the plate for the third time. Grounder, fielded by the pitcher. Ooh, I think it was tried to do a little bit too much of the softball windup on that underhand toss to first. But first pitch out for Mealy. Side is retired. One more run for the Mad Dogs, but they leave two, and we are halfway home. 4-1, Blue Sox. LSP and Shipping Shield are partners in cards. Shipping Shields are the eco-friendly sports and gaming card shipping protectors trusted by yours truly. Made in the U.S. and Canada on 100% recyclable cardboard. Custom designs also available. Use the checkout codes in the link on your screen or in the description for a discount on your order. We may receive a commission on those orders, but we thank you for your continued support of whatever this is. Sam Steed egging me on between innings, asking about Katrina jumping on the mic first. And I'm sure you folks know that that she has plenty of times and will speak base hits into existence for you. If you're Teddy Juba, anyways. McElroy to lead things off, followed by Ramirez and Ward. 3, 4, and 5, heart of the order due up for the Blue Sox. Ground to the left side, nice backhand pick it short on to first, throw is offline. Ball got out of the first baseman McDuff's glove, and to reach to begin the inning is one Jake McElroy. McElroy busted it up the line. It was going to be a tough play, so give that one a hit. So McElroy picks up his first hit of the ball game. And here is Ramirez looking for his first hit of the ball game. Throw back to first, and that close to getting him, apparently. McElroy was 2 for 3 in stolen base attempts of the regular season in 10 games for the Blue Sox last year. So batted 10 for 30 with a double, a triple, a homer, and 3 ribbies. 1-0 is the count to Ramirez. Runner goes, pitches a strike, throw down to second, one hops. Stolen base for McElroy. are in scoring position for Ramirez. Watches that one go outside for a ball, 2-1. Trading places with McElroy right now might be a real good idea. And for the Blue Sox, that is their fourth steal in as many attempts so far this season. The Americans as a team have the most with 6. Fly ball into right field. Ramirez was admiring it maybe a bit much, and oh my goodness. Phenomenal catch with disaster looming in right center field. Ramirez frustrated. Zerpolo with another robbery. Even the routine plays he makes them look good out there in center field. That cavernous center field, too, here at center field. Tough break for Eric. As one down. It did get McElroy to third. If that's any consolation. Blue Sox aren't here for moral victories. They're here for victories. And Luke Ward hoping to get him a little closer to pulling even. Base hit to lead off the second his first time up, but was actually stranded at third. Little blooper down the left field line. That's going to land foul. Count will be 1-1. At this level, and we sit this field, it can be hard to judge some of those foul balls because you're essentially below the field, the actual playing field, so you can't really see the foul lines. It's like if you're on the bench at the Final Four. Yeah, exactly. Never understood that, though. Like, I get that's a stadium, but why does it have to be that way? Like, what limitations are there that make that happen? 1-2 is the count. Bounces to the plate for a ball, 2-2. It's 2-1. I had 2-2. I had the foul ball just now. Yeah, all right. Give me some credit, Chris. 2-2. Pellrine comes set. Oh, boy. Strike 3 called.
The left fielder, number 18, Charlie Camella.
Camella to the plate. I'm kind of reeling from this viewpoint because I'm thinking back to the pitch that got Whitney on base with the walk in the top half this inning. Not the same spot, wasn't it? And anyways, it is 1-0. Curveball in there for a strike, 1-1. I intentionally did not set up the center field camera tonight because of the uncertain forecast. Those are a couple pitches that would be good to have it to see, you know. I mean, certainly the same vicinity, if not the exact same spot. But I think Pellrine realizes that this curveball is going to be a struggle for the Blue Sox hitters. And until he starts leaving it over the plate, Until it flattens out, I think he should rely on it. Nearly came in and got Camella. Was a full count. Jake Kamen due up next. Blue Sox looking for something. And that darts down and in for ball 4 to keep the inning alive. And Kamen comes to the plate representing the tying run.
Now batting for the Blue Sox, the extra hitter, number 6, Jack Kamen.
Came with a ground out to short his first time up. Towering pop-up on the left side of the infield, and it'll be caught for the out that retires the side, and that inning ends with a whimper for the Blue Sox offense. It is still 4-1 Maddogs after 4.
We head to the top of the 5th inning with the Maddogs leading the Blue Sox 4-1. Due up for Malden. In the top of the 5th inning, Mealy, Zerpolo, and Ooh.
That's the one. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Sponsor our content for as little as $25 a spot. Whether you want to promote a business, product, or event, or send a message of support to a player, team, or coach, email yours truly, samfeelypbp@gmail.com for all the deets.
For the Blue Sox, now pitching for Lexington, the right-hander, number 32, Jack Volo.
Well, it is time to bulldog it like a Georgetown Hoya with the Georgetown product. Jack Volo taking the mound for the top of the 5th.
Leading off the top of the 5th inning for the Maddogs, the center fielder, number 40, Marco Zerpolo.
Marco Zerpolo, who has his fingerprints all over this game on both sides of the ball, will lead things off. Apparently. I mean, if you're going to play center field, you have to be good at, everything, at least somewhat. Volo just finishes sophomore year at Georgetown. He's a alumnus of St. Sebastian's as well. First pitch swinging, Zerpolo into left center field, but dies a couple feet in front of the wall for out number 1. You can only have so many sighs of relief as the Blue Sox in this game until you really start to actually need results. Clean innings, put some runs together. And it's not for lack of trying. No, none of the guys are falling asleep during their at-bats or anything. It's just, any card game player will tell you that variance is a thing, and of course it exists in sports as well. Games are not played on paper, shockingly enough. Miles Ooh takes a cut and comes up empty. 0-1 is the count to Miles, who is 1 for 2. Single his last time up. 1-1 is the count. Wild pitches have done the Blue Sox in tonight more than anything. We've seen some phenomenal defense, seen good pitching, but when both O'Brien and Struther started to lose it, I mean, that's when the Maddogs were able to strike. Like, Obi had a super clean top of the first, and you want to see that continue throughout. McLaughlin had the base hit with 2 outs in the second. Teddy, that is. At any rate, 1-2 is the count to able to hold up on that. Breaking ball darting down and away, and it is 2-2. Volo stands 6 feet, 195. He's originally from Southie to St. Sebastian's. It's fouled off. All ISL in 2022 and 2023 with the Arrows. Oh, boy. Blue Sox are not getting the corners right now. Fouled off. We'll do it again with a full count. I know, right? Volo, 9.26 ERA in 23 1/3 innings for the Hoyas this season. Season high 5 strikeouts against Penn State on March 11th. Got him fishing there, 2 down.
The catcher, number 33, Otto McLaughlin.
Let's see what Otto knows with 2 down and the base is empty here in the top of the 5th. 3 innings by Michael O'Brien. 1 by Grant Struther. It's in there for strike 1 to Otto. Jack apparently doing his best Max Scherzer, Zach Greinke impression with his follow-throughs right now. I mean, you can tell he's giving it everything he's got. He's doing that. Fouled off, 1-2. Wonder if he's going to be good to go for another. There's nobody warming now, but doesn't mean there won't be a new pitcher for the 6th. But to be fair, yeah, Struther. Here's a pop-up around first base. Ward, a much-needed 1-2-3 inning for the Blue Sox on defense. Now they'll try to scratch some runs together as we go to the bottom of the 5th, still 4-1. Malden.
The Lexington Blue Sox won. Due up for the Blue Sox in the bottom of the 5th, Acosta, Dushny, and Kodo.
The LSP store is open. Get yourself a DVD or digital copy of most past LSP video broadcasts or one of several different designs of stickers, shirts, or other merch, including some stuff that, well, actually, technically, I didn't say it on this, not even on this here YouTube channel, I think. I think it was on the Blue Sox channel, but yeah. Even the loudmouth announcer knows you should go to lsp37.creator-spring.com for merch and email yours truly for game videos. Katrina and Chris and I were having a conversation just now about the actual source of the actual quote, inspired that one shirt, and Katrina added another layer to correct me on what was actually said that I cannot repeat on this broadcast. Yeah, I know, right? This is a family show. Nick Markakis takes strike one. Here's Brian Acosta. Pelrine bends over for the sign and ready to go. Upstairs for a ball. 1-0 to Acosta, who flew out to center his first time up. It does say something, though, that, I mean, even, obviously there's 10-man lineup for the Blue Sox rather than 9 for the Maddogs, but Maddogs already about to complete their third time through the order. The Blue Sox still working on their second. 1-1 the count, and got the first run of the ball game, the bottom of the first after a leadoff triple by David Vanderzouen, brought home on a sac fly by V. Desai, and then that's it. Floated into foul territory and caught just before the gravel path by one Matt McDuff for out number one. One up, one down. Obviously not what you need right now. Trying to scratch together some runs if you're the Lexington Blue Sox. Here's Dush. Flew out to center his first time up. And yeah, it's been mainly the Pelrine and Polo show. Wonder how much grief Teddy might give Otto if he, has a couple of hits and Otto goes over and vice versa, to be fair. Like, what if Otto has a good day at the plate and Teddy is, over? Were they? I don't think any of them were related, though. If I remember, I gotta double check.
Dylan and Charlie, I thought were. No? It was a long time. It was a year ago.
Yeah. It was a year ago. Like, it might as well have been, year ago, and the timeline we live in now might as well have been 100 years ago, right? There are decades when nothing happens, and then there are weeks when decades happen.
That was a bar. That was very profound. Did you hear that? Let's put that one on a t-shirt.
No, it's not even my line. I'll admit that one. Katrina. Fouled off. It'll be a full count. I'm allowed to quote things. I'm allowed to make references that literally nobody else watching this will understand. Full count to Dush. I'm just never going to surpass. Grounder, Pelrine off the mound. Nice play. PFP, baby. 2 down. And here's Chris Cotto to try and keep the line moving.
Now batting for the Blue Sox, the second baseman, number 5, Chris Cotto.
I don't know what my greatest moment will end up, my greatest reference will end up being the Batista bomb call during the ICL Championship Series 2 years ago, or the Homestar Runner reference that I shoehorned into the UNH Dartmouth game. How do you do, fellow kids? 1-0 is the count to Cotto. Picked up a base hit and a stolen base last time, but again, not much of a consolation prize for the lack of runs since Vanderzouen's leadoff triple in the bottom of the first and Desai sac fly. Two and one. Teddy McLaughlin, Matt McDuff, and James Anastopoulos due up for the Mad Dogs in the top of the 6th. Down in for a ball, 3-1. Well, as long as we're talking about the number 9, or in this case, number 10 hitter, making things difficult. Well, you need, especially trying to make a comeback. Oh! You know, no matter what team you play for, never do that. Never pitch the bat what you think is ball 4. It will come back to bite you more often than not. 3-2. Cotto still trying to get recalibrated after getting the bad news on the last one. It's granted time and settles back in. Payoff coming up from Pellerin to Cotto. Here it comes. We think. Taking a while. There's ball 4. You know, saw Cotto ask for time again. Wasn't granted, and just the way that whole sequence set up, I was having like a Final Destination kind of premonition, although nobody dies, but like that Cotto was going to get rung up on that one. Just as soon as I saw the time not be granted, oh God. Oh, 0-1 is the count to Vander Zouwen. Struck out his last time up, and again had the leadoff triple. First pitch swinging, no less. The bottom of the first came home to score what is so far still the Blue Sox only run, but DVZ quickly behind 0-2 against Pellerin. Let Cotto off the hook with ball 4. 2 down, but hoping to get the gentleman's 1-2-3, right? Able to hold up. 1-2. Desai due up next. If Vander Zouwen can get on. 1-2 the count. Never good to fall behind 0-2, especially in this spot. Just barely able to foul tip that one. Two out, walk by Cotto. Still at first. 1-2 the count. 2-2. On one hand, I would say when it got to 2 strikes so quickly, you might want to consider running Cotto, but considering how close his stolen base actually was, and that's why you've been a little more conservative in this spot. Little golf shot into left that gets down for a base hit. So Vander Zouwen is 2 for 3. V. Desai comes to the plate. And we got time called as we'll have a conference on the mound. There's now action behind current Blue Sox wing Jack Volo in the bullpen. Is that Aiden Freeberg? Or no, not Aiden. Well, I saw 19, but disregard. Then again, Luke Ward usually wears it. Luke Ward wears 19. Aiden's also wearing 19. Rick and Jules both wear 25. At any rate, 2 on, 2 out in the bottom of the 5th for V. Desai. In there for a strike. A little bit of a backup there on that fastball. I mean, see, Power is going to light the radar guns on fire, but we have seen Blue Sox hitters struggle with this fastball at the top of the zone tonight. Well, here we are again with another 0-2 count. Vander Zalwen was able to squeeze a single out of his predicament. What can Desai do? 2 on, 2 out, 2 strikes, and a 3-run gap for the Blue Sox. Pellrine comes set. Waited on that one, bloops it into shallow left, and that gets down for a base hit. Being waved around third is Cotto. The throw is cut off, and it is a 4-2 game. To third on the play goes Vander Zalwen. Another RBI for Desai. He's driven in both Blue Sox runs tonight.
The center fielder, number 9, Jake McElroy.
Here's McElroy. Jake with a single and steals last time up, and gets the bad news on the inside corner this time. Strike one. Wince a little bit of that one. Foul tip. Hey. Vander Zalwen at third, Desai at first, an 0-2 count to McElroy with 2 out, and a 4-2 ball game in favor of the Mad Dogs. Fouled off. Runners at the corners. Blue Sox pick up their first run since the first inning with that RBI single by Desai. He's outside, drifted away from McLaughlin, but no advance by Desai. Don't blame him. Don't want to run yourself into the third out of the inning, of course. Especially a spot like this. 1 and 2. Time granted once again. Jake settles back in. Up and away, ball 2. Infield straight away. Field back. Outfield straight away. Regular depth. Check swing. There you go. Is the question. Appeal is no swing, and it's a full count. I mean, on one hand, when you see the ball get away like that, if you're Desai with 2 outs, just run. On the other hand, if you do, and they say, yeah, no, he didn't swing, and you want to get hosed at second again. So a couple of good holdups by Desai, but now he's going to be in motion on this pitch. Into left center field, and that will get down for a base hit. And then it gets away from the left fielder. Here comes the tying run to the plate. It is safe. The Blue Sox, historically known for 2 out, nobody on rallies, but with 2 strikes on every single batter in the process, we are back to where we started. Wow. McElroy ends up on third after all that. I'll confirm with Mark on the scoring while get info on the new noodle. You can look at this. Brock Haynes will take over as we are back to where we started. 4-4 here in the bottom of the 5th. A 3 spot for the Blue Sox after the first 2 were retired. And Cotto, Vanderzau, and Desai McElroy all up against it, including coming back from 0-2 counts as well, to tie this game at 4. The single by Desai drove home Cotto, and then McElroy, after conferring with Mark, gets 2 RBI on the double and then advances on the throw on which they were trying to get Desai. Oh, there is?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Mark told me double 2 RBIs advance on throw. All right, so whole new ball game, and here is Eric Ramirez. So with McElroy now on third after the 2-run double to tie the game, here is Ramirez. Outside for a ball. And Brock Haynes, the new noodle for the Malden Maddogs, pitched on opening night against the Chiefs. Went 2 innings, allowed 1 hit and no runs. That swung on, driven the other way into the corner. That'll be off the wall. The Blue Sox reclaim the lead, and Ramirez has a stand-up double.
The first baseman, number 19, Luke Ward.
First hit of the night for Ramirez is a big one. It gives the Blue Sox the lead back. First time since it was 1-0 in the first. And here is Luke Ward. Acosta popped up, Dushney ground into a comebacker, and then it's been 5 straight guys reaching since. Here's Ward. Ramirez thought about going, and sometimes you want to be the aggressor if you're on a heater. If you're a poker player and you've got a little bit of a heater and you got a bunch of chips, you can push people around a bit. It's Bluffs. Here goes Ramirez. That is no bluff to third. He got in there. He got in there. Pitches a strike, a stolen base for Ramirez. Five 4 is our score. Went into this half inning with the Blue Sox trailing 4-1. And then the first two were retired. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. Cotto walks, Vanderzowen singles, Desai singles, McElroy doubles, and then Ramirez doubles. And now he's stolen third. 1 and 2 count to Ward, who's 1 for 2 with a single. Oh, strike 3 called. He's rung up on strikes looking for the second time. He has been the victim of some bad luck there. Caught looking a couple of curveballs that I would imagine he thought were outside the zone, but Blue Sox will absolutely take that bottom of the fifth. 5-4 after 5. Are you down with the sound called LSP? Of course you are. Then follow and support us on the web, Linktree, Facebook, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Flashy subscribe button. Memberships also available there. Happy Alphabet and PayPal, Great Spring, LSP 37. And we are also on Thumbtack if you're into that sort of thing, if you need us.
Leading off the top of the 6th inning for the Maddogs, the right fielder, number 8, Teddy McLaughlin.
Teddy McLaughlin, Matt McDuff, and James Anastopoulos leading things off here in the top of the 6th. Jack Volo back out there for his second inning of work. Gave the Blue Sox a much-needed 1-2-3 top half of the 5th. And after it looked like all was lost in the bottom half with 2 down, the Blue Sox came alive with one of their patented 2-out, nobody-on rallies. And turn up to Hall of Fame difficulty by falling behind 2 strikes as well a couple times. Capped off with the Eric Ramirez RBI double to give the Blue Sox the lead. Try to respond here, will the Maddogs, with a base hit into left center. So McLaughlin leads off the top of the 6th with a base hit, and now he's 3 for 3.
The first baseman, number 32, Matt McDuff.
Say nobody tell Teddy, but Teddy's right there in the dugout. We're in the same jersey as him. Otto, I'm tired, boss. Yeah, I know, right? Sometimes it do be like that. I don't know why it'd be like that, but it do. 1-0 is the count to Matt McDuff, scored on a wild pitch his last time. Outside for a ball, and it is 2-0. On the outside corner for a strike. Count will be 2-1. And McDuff will go to work. That's on the outer edge for a strike, 2-2. Two and two with McLaughlin at first. Jack Follow is no Matt Draper, that's for sure. Not Matt Draper, Michael O'Brien. Well, Matt Draper's also a pretty quick worker in his own right. I love all my pitchers. I don't really care for, anyways. McDuff down on strikes. Here is Anastopoulos. And Brock Haynes, the pitcher slot is due up next. It looks like Haynes has a bat in hand, ready to help his own cause. And he'll be in there for a strike. 0-1 is the count to Anastopoulos, who has a single and a double to his credit tonight. Had a run scored after his single, leading off the third. 0-2. Swing and a miss on a pitch that bounces away. Now, since first base was occupied with only one out, Anastopoulos is automatically out, but McLaughlin is free to take second on the wild pitch, and he does. So as Haynes comes to bat, now that you mention that, this is his first batting appearance with the Maddogs, plate appearance. Oh, that popped off of Dushny's glove, and to third goes McLaughlin. And I don't know how much longer that mid is for the world, knowing the issues we've seen tonight. A couple gloves popping off of Dush's mitt. Ball's popping off Dush's mitt. How many fingers am I holding up? It is 1-1. One and one the count, a 5-4 game with a tying run 90 feet away with Brock Haynes at the plate. And we already know that Brian Pellrine didn't give his at-bats away. Let's see what Haynes can do. Takes the ball, 2-1. Well, the sooner you get Haynes, the further away Marco Zerpolo is. That's a strike, but it is a wild pitch and a tie game. Oh, my goodness. McLaughlin scores the tying run, and it's just been a strange game. See if Volo can get Haynes. No appeal. No swing on the appeal, and I didn't think so either. But it is now a full count to Haynes. Again, the 9 hitters in the Maddogs lineup, the pitchers, not giving their plate appearances away. They're making the Blue Sox earn those outs, and they didn't even get Pellrine out his first time. Watch them battle. Love it. And really, this is what you want to see. You love this as a baseball fan. Every guy in every slot in the order for both teams battling. Three-two once again to Haynes. Out No, it's a ball. Oh, my goodness. The outside corner tonight has not been kind to the Blue Sox hitters or pitchers. And now the lineup turns over for Whitney. Now, from this angle, when you have the home plate umpire standing where he does for the pitch, you folks at home might not be able to. Maybe you might actually have a better look if the umpire weren't right in front of it there than we do to see where the edge of the plate is. This camera's a little higher above me than I am. Only slightly so. I mean, I'm just sitting down in a chair, and see the camera right in front of me, just a couple feet above my head. But basically, what I'm saying is, let us know how you're judging this playing the home game. I don't know. Lineup turns over for Whitney. He is 0 for 2 with a walk his last time up. Comes up empty. In the bottom of the sixth, the Blue Sox have Camella, Kamen, and Acosta due up. As Volo comes set and delivers, another swing and a miss. I mean, whatever Pat McGowan said to him worked for the first two pitches. Now, can he get his ender? 3 innings from Michael O'Brien, 1 from Grant Struther, and now so far an inning and 2/3 from Jack Volo. Fouled off. Luke Mealy due up next for Malden. Tie game from 1-0 Blue Sox to 4-1 Mad Dogs to 5-4 Blue Sox. And now 5-5. Inside corner, strike 3 called, and the side is retired, but not before the Mad Dogs score the tying run on just 1 hit and leave 1. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Squared 5.
We head to the bottom of the 6th inning with the score: Mad Dogs 5, Blue Sox 5. Due up for the Mad Dogs, Camella, Kamen, and Acosta.
Do it for the Blue Sox, right? Don't worry about it. All right, anyways. Yeah. We all make mistakes. At any rate, Katrina and I are going to be at Ocean State CardCon at the Boys and Girls Club at Oakland Beach in Warwick, Rhode Island this Sunday. Be buying, selling, and trading Magic the Gathering cards and a whole lot more. Hope to see you there. 340 Oakland Beach Ave, Warwick, Rhode Island. Be there bright and early. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, Camella, Kamen, and Acosta. came in 0 for 1 with a walk. Swings at the first pitch and fouls that one away for strike one. Against Camella, Kamen, and Acosta. And if anyone gets on, Dushney. 5-5 here on the bottom of the sixth. And Brock Haynes back to work. Inside edge, strike two. Swung on, line the other way, into left for a base hit. Leadoff man aboard in a tie ball game for the Blue Sox. Camelo picks up the base knock.
The extra hitter, number 6, Jack Kamen.
Kamen looking to get out the schneid. 0 for 2 with the ground out to short and a pop up to third. His last name is spelled Kamin, not to be confused with, as Chris dubbed him, Chris Kamen, the original good LA Clipper, Kaman.
The first ever Clipper that was ever good.
Was Lamar Odom good at all during his time with the Clippers? Sean Livingston remains one of the biggest what-ifs in NBA history.
NBA champion Sean Livingston.
Two-time NBA champion Adam Morrison.
Well, no, Livingston was really good. The Warriors team when he came back from the injury.
Oh no, I understand that. Yeah, he redeveloped himself into, just like not the explosive playmaker he could have been, obviously, when his knee turned inside out, but came and looking to lay one down. 1-1 though. One and one the count. Camel at first. Another pickoff attempt. He's still safe. Especially for a righty. Gets the bunt down beautifully. Haynes fields it, underhands to first. The sacrifice works to perfection, and the go-ahead run is in scoring position for Brian Acosta.
Now batting for the Blue Sox, the designated hitter, number 31, Brian Acosta.
Blue Sox dugout, chirping Brian, hoping to see him come through. Exactly.
He hears it all.
I don't know if you get this stuff coming from multiple languages. Is that like jamming L2 on like the pump up meter in NCAA football? Stadium pulse, dugout chirp pulse. I don't know. All right, Acosta again looking to get out the schneid here. 0 for 2. Fly out to center and pop up to first. Came in sacrificing Camella into scoring position. And that'll be in there for a strike. It'll be 0-1. Foul tip into the mitt. Strike two. Camella Watching very carefully. Hasn't shown inkling to run from second. 1 and 2. Heard step off. I thought for a minute I thought they were calling a balk on Haynes, but not the case. Another ball. 2 and 2. Fouled off. Costa just barely able to get a piece there. Getting the go-ahead run at second. In the burst of Charlie Camella. Single leading off this inning. Sacrificed over to second by Kamen. And now Acosta with a 2-2 count. Dushney due up next. Boy. Tension's mounting. Pressure's building. Any day now. No pitch clock in the ICL, in case you were wondering. Outside for a ball. You do have the bottom of the order, the 9 and 10 hitters coming up behind Acosta. Possible, more likely candidates for double play ball. So if you let Acosta go, it's not the end of the world. But you know how Dushney can make you work. You know how Cotto's been good tonight. Single and a walk, a run scored. Grounder to the left side. It is fielded by the third baseman onto first. Easy enough play. 2 down. And when you're a third baseman there, you love to have the routine hop because even if it doesn't happen more frequently, it's kind of a scary spot to think about the bloodbaths you could get with bad hops. Like, no matter what position you play in the infield, at that, like, point of the infield, close to where the dirt and grass meet, recipe for disaster if you're not careful. Costa grounds out 5-3, and here's Dush, who takes strike one. In the top of the 7th, Mealy, Zerpolo, and Ooh due up for the Maddogs. In there for strike 2. This game is already past the 2-hour mark. We actually got a little bit of an early start. 7:57 was our first pitch. It's cooled down considerably, but the breeze is blowing out nicely, so get one up in the air, maybe take it for a ride in the jet stream. Camella still at second base. 0-2. Ground the other way in, through for a base hit. Camella's being waved around third. Here comes the throw to the plate. Way offline. Blue Sox lead. Max Dushney, massive base hit there to give the Blue Sox the lead back. Hey, 2 strikes and 2 outs again.
The second baseman, number 5, Chris Cotto.
Here is Cotto. He started the rally last inning, churning out a walk after the first 2 were retired with relative ease. That's what gave the Blue Sox a 5-4 lead, which the Mad Dogs quickly clawed back to, level at 5. And the Blue Sox, you want to pick up another run here. 1-1. You want to pick up another run here, especially considering it's Mealy, Zerpolo, and due up. There is action in the Blue Sox bullpen. Chance to get a win with 3 more defensive outs. But Cotto is down 1-2. Fouls that one off. The kind of at-bats the Blue Sox have put on tonight, especially last inning, down 3 on the scoreboard. 2 outs, and especially with 2 strikes. You wish you could bottle those and just break them out whenever you wanted over the course of the season. I mean, I've seen plenty of things that would bring different kinds of tears to Tom Amansky's eyes, but it's neither here nor there. 2-2. Grounder to the left side. Nothing easy, or maybe there is. We go to the top of the 7th. Blue Sox need just 3 more outs, but it ain't going to be easy with 2, 3, and 4 due up for the visitors. Closing time for the Blue Sox? Find out. LSP and Shipping Shields are partners in cards. Shipping Shields are the eco-friendly sports and gaming card shipping protectors trusted by yours truly, made in the U.S. and Canada on 100% recyclable cardboard. Use the promo code and the link on your screen or in the description. Promo codes, plural. For a discount on your order, we may receive a commission from those orders, but we thank you for your continued support of whatever this is. And we go to the top of the 7th against 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Mad Dogs. Mealy, Zerpolo, and O.
The shortstop, number 10, Lou Mealy.
Jack Volo back out there, hoping to get the dub. A swing and a miss, strike 1. We'd obviously like to see an inning more like the 5th and the 6th from Volo here with the Blue Sox. Retired Zerpolo, and McLaughlin, 1, 2, 3. His first 3 batters of the season. Grounded to short to Cy. Can't squeeze it. Leadoff man aboard on the E6.
The center fielder, number 40, Marco Zerpolo.
All right, Marco Zerpolo, who, as we've said, has his fingerprints all over this game at the plate and in the field. Some ridiculous defensive plays and a clutch base hit. 1 for 3. He was the first batter that Volo faced, and he flew out to center. Oh, my goodness. Plunked with the very first pitch, and it is first and second.
The third baseman, number 19, Miles Ooh.
Here is O. He's got the tying run in scoring position. There has been action behind Volo over the last inning or so. Carlos Ramirez getting loose. Going to bring the hurt with his fastball. First, here's looking to bring a little hurt of his own. He's in there for a strike. All told with the Blue Sox pitchers, wild pitches have been their biggest bugaboo. A wild pitch led to the tying run being scored last inning by Teddy McLaughlin. That is in there for a strike, and it is 0-2 to Miles O. And it's Otto McLaughlin and Teddy McLaughlin behind him. Mealy reaching on an error on an otherwise routine ground ball up the middle that Desai, I would imagine, handles pretty easily generally, but that's a tough one to give up for the leadoff runner to get on. That's a fly ball into right, and that is a catch. Sliding catch in right field by David Vanderzouwen. Had to pause for a moment because that's a very tough play to make in a very tough spot. It does get Mealy to third, though. So 1 down, runners at the corners. And everything we've said about the wild pitches from the Blue Sox tonight, well, one of those would tie the game once again. So here is McLaughlin. Swings and misses for strike 1. Pop up to first to end that 1-2-3 fifth in Volo's first inning of work tonight. That was a swing and a miss, and oh my goodness, Dushney tried to underhand it to the pitcher, covering it in the process. The run scores it all the way to third, goes zero polo. It's 0-2, but now there's a runner on third, the go-ahead run. Oh boy, this is... Well, the infield comes in. Blue Sox were clearly confident that was not a foul ball. No arguments whatsoever about the play in the end, but a huge strike out of McLaughlin. He's now 0 for 4, 2 down. We'll see if Teddy can avenge him one more time. And in the end, potentially bring home the go-ahead run. 3 for 3 tonight is Teddy. Grounder, squeezed by Ramirez, and it bounces in and out of the first baseman's glove, and the Mad Dogs have the lead. A low throw. Great effort on the pick by Ward, but the Mad Dogs have the lead back. He's just imploding right now for the Blue Sox. 0-1 with the no RBIs in this inning that have we've seen the Mad Dogs reclaim the lead. A late swing and a miss by Matt McDuff. 2 strikes on the Mad Dogs first baseman. Runner goes. The pitch is, wow. Throw goes into center field. It's a stolen base for McLaughlin, but that'll look good for strike 3 from here. So McLaughlin reaching on the error that brought home Zerpolo with the go-ahead run. What a roller coaster this game has been. Grounder to the right side. Again, nothing comes easy. Underhand of the pitcher covering. Wow! He wasn't on the base, and the inning continues. The flip to the pitcher covering was there, but Volo apparently was never on the base.
Now batting the second baseman, number 1, James Anastopoulos.
And here is James Anastopoulos. 2 for 3 with a single and a double. Backhand and faking the throw down to first by Dushney. 1-0 is the count. Well, now it's the Mad Dogs' turn to spark a late rally out of nowhere. Reclaiming the lead, 7-6. That missed, and it's 2-0. From 1-0 Mad Dog, 1-0 Blue Sox rather, to 4-1 Mad Dogs, to 5-4 Blue Sox, to 5-5 to 6-5, and now to 7-6. That's in there for a strike. It's 2-1. First 2 batters of the inning reached on an error and a hit by pitch. Then flew out to right, which got Mealy to third. And then Otto McLaughlin swung and missed on a strike 2 pitch, pop up. And that one is caught by Volo. And the side is retired, but the damage has been done. 2 runs on no hits. And the Mad Dogs now are 3 outs away. Closing time for Malden. Or can the Blue Sox give us a bonus baseball or walk it off? About to find out.
2 runs on no hits. So bad.
I know, right? Especially when it's the go, when it gives them the lead.
And you even mentioned it.
Well, if you're going to erase that tough top of the 7th in need of 1 to tie and 2 to win. Got the right part of the order coming up. Top 3 hitters, Vander Zouwen, Desai, and McElroy. Vander Zouwen, 2 for 3 with a triple, a single, and 2 runs scored. After a quick additional word from Otto McLaughlin to Brock Haynes. See what the Blue Sox have in them. Will be 1 and 2 to start the week, start the season. First week of the season. 1-0 is the count. Blue Sox will be off this weekend, as the entire NC League usually is off on Saturdays. Then they'll be in Woburn to take on the Middlesex Expos at Furlow Field. That's the first time. Pretty sure it's the first time the Blue Sox will have gone to Furlow since the Mooney Dental Tanners had folded. 2-0. Top of the zone for a strike, 2-1. It's generally a good spot to hit, too. So it'll be Monday at the Expos in Woburn, and then Thursday back here against the Melrose Americans, the lone remaining unbeaten team in the Intercity League. The only other game in the ICL tonight has already gone final, and the Expos beat the Sabres 3-2. Down and away for ball 3. Top of the zone for strike 3 called. Vander Zouwen down on strikes for the second time. And here is V. Desai seeking redemption of the highest order. Does have a couple of RBIs. In fact, his ribbies were the first 2 runs the Blue Sox had scored this game. And is well outside for ball 1. Of course, the error on Mealy's grounder. In the fielder's defense, with the dew point being so low tonight, ball could be slick. Not slick enough to allow Desai to reach on that grounder to second, and the Blue Sox are down to their final out.
Now batting for the Blue Sox, the center fielder, number 9, Jake McElroy.
Here is Jake McElroy. His double his last time up in the 5th, tied this game at 4. Then he came around to score the go-ahead run to make it 5-4. Immediately afterward, being driven in by the man on deck, Eric Ramirez. 0-1 is the count to McElroy. Both catchers I've seen balls glance a bit. I wonder if their particular mitts or with a condensation or whatever. This is in the left center field, and that'll be a base hit for Jake McElroy to keep the game alive.
The third baseman, number 25, Eric Ramirez.
Ramirez with the RBI double last time up. Hoping for another big hit here. See what McElroy does. He'll dive back into first safely on the pickoff attempt. Ramirez 1 for 3. Again, the RBI double that plated McElroy last time up. Down and in for a ball. It is 1-0. One and one. Is looking, have to match, just looking for a fastball right now, right? Another pickoff attempt. I don't know, man. I mean, obviously McElroy has speed. I think if you're McElroy, just let him throw over and maybe he makes a mistake. Don't try to go for it until it's 3-2. That's on the inside corner for strike 2, and Ramirez not thrilled. But the Blue Sox are down to their final strike. McElroy at first after the 2-out single. Maddogs taking the lead in the top half of this back and forth game. He runs. Pitch is outside. Throw down to second is not in time. So the tying run now in scoring position. McElroy picks up the steal. Another steal for Jake. Second of the game. But it's still 2 strikes with 2 outs. The Blue Sox down 1, so really no room for error here. 2-2 to Ramirez. Haynes comes set. Nearly came in and got him, and it's a full count. Luke Ward due up next if Ramirez can prolong the inning. Payoff. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the slider, and the ball game is over. The Malden Maddogs win this roller coaster. And folks, this is just week 1. Like, can you imagine a game like this later in the season or in the playoffs? Well, the Maddogs go to 2-1. The Blue Sox fall to 1-2. Brock Haynes picks up the win, and Jack Volo takes the L as the Maddogs come back. How many times? Then again, the Blue Sox did too. But in the end, is the Maddogs taking the win on the road. We went from 1-0 Blue Sox to 4-1 Maddogs to 5-4 Blue Sox to 5-5 to 6-5 Blue Sox to the final you see in the bottom right corner of your screen, 7-6 the Malden Maddogs. So with that said, this has been a presentation of LSP, something for everyone since 2011. Copyright 2025, unauthorized redistribution of any portion of this broadcast without the express written permission of the Lexington Blue Sox or LSP is strictly prohibited. A reminder that LSP and Shipping Shield are partners in card. Shipping Shields are the eco-friendly sports and gaming card shipping protectors made in the U.S. and Canada on 100% recyclable cardboard, trusted by yours truly. Use checkout codes and the URL on your screen for or in the description. Link as well for a discount on your order. We may receive a commission from those orders, but we thank you for your continued support of whatever this is, and if you want to continue supporting us in other ways, you know how to do it, right? All of this stuff. Well, where are we going to see you next? Well, next broadcast is going to be Monday at Furlough Field, but on Sunday, Katrina and I will be at the Ocean State Card Con of the Boys and Girls Club of Oakland Beach in Warwick, Rhode Island. Get there bright and early. We'll be buying, selling, and trading Magic Gathering cards and a whole lot more. There's games to play, food trucks and such. I know Katrina's happy to hear that. And, yeah, hope to see you there. And you can take a look at our wares. We have cards if you have coin. Once again, the final score From center field at Lexington High School in Lexington, Mass., it is the Malden Maddogs 7 and Lexington Blue Sox 6 for Chris Del Sordo and all my very rowdy friends here at LHS. My name is Sam Feeler, reminding you forever and always, freelance isn't free. Thanks for tuning in, fresh for 2025.